Here or not.
Yeah.
Or it might have been. He made it sound like earlier they were going to be doing something for the anniversary, but then they couldn't come tonight because of babysitter.
Well, it's because they're earlier babysitter for them to go have their anniversary
Their
go
stuff
through, so
earlier.
they're using tonight's babysitter for their anniversary.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. All right. So, last episode, and I'm really glad we're back to
They can't
Yes,
wait.
yes, last night.
episode 30. We've done
Wow.
2 years for 30 episodes. It's been rough. A lot of life in between though.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so Anarion, we started out with Anarion. Kind of, you guys were on Court Island. You guys had stayed the night. Anarion woke everybody up with fingers under the door, in her fashion that she does.
Like she does.
Yep. And the group made your way down to the boat, where you guys ended up finding the boat that you had taken previously. You guys started your way back to Neverwinter, and before you guys had launched, Captain Laurel made a dramatic entrance by shifting from an eagle into a form.
A bit shy.
I'm not interrupting.
You're distracting me.
Yeah, shut up.
Stop talking while I just like
Sorry.
But
I think we're on Zoom, okay? We're
All you hear,
He's hitting
the
the
more you
call
whispering,
button.
the more you hear this. That's all I'm gonna start doing.
Yeah.
So then Phil tried to do some fish. No. Oh yeah.
I did.
Phil tried to do some boasting
Dude.
to himself about
did
himself
do
to Captain Laurel and Falco cast. Oh, you've got Zone of Truth. That's right. And it failed because he would try to catch you in
Yeah.
all your lies. But then Phil did some fishing, caught a nasty, ugly fish,
Right.
and brought it on board, and ended up cooking it and
Ate it.
eating it. Rolled
It
a
was a
natural
poor choice.
1 on the Constitution
Oh,
save,
no.
which we don't know what happens yet.
Unfortunate.
Let's see. Then Phil went to the Lord's Alliance and hired Venus for some on-the-road training. You went to Elander's bow and placed an order or for trade on your weapon. The group traveled 4 days towards Wyvern Tor, direction of. Not a lot happened. Phil completed his training towards dual wielding, correct? And Whisper and Artemis ended up using a very good combination. I mean, you guys rocked it, I have to
Yeah.
say. Your guys' skills really saved a lot of headache in that battle. You guys were
It
able
would have
to.
been a very different battle.
It would have been completely different. I mean, different situation.
Oh, okay.
Different
It's coming back to me.
situation,
I'm like,
if not battle, because you were able to locate, then
Surprise
track,
attack.
Yeah.
and then sneak up on a wyvern. So
So we basically all got a free round of attacks.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what was heartbreaking, and that's why I let it go, because you guys did such an amazing job. And then he was like, "Leroy!"
We're like,
because he tried to rage.
Yeah. So anyway,
Which we actually, none of us actually knew
I actually
that.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
What?
We that it was loud. We didn't because we found later Cyrus found a feat where that you can rage without making noise. So we
Yeah.
didn't realize
Yeah, I
that
didn't
raging.
know that rage was a noisy thing, or that it
Yeah.
had to be a noisy thing.
So we all
Yeah.
learned something.
Interesting.
I always thought
Yeah.
the noisy part was just like optional flair.
Yeah.
Well, and then I think that kind of feeds into. So when you're doing something, try describing what
Yeah.
you're doing a little more. And I mean, he could have
Sure.
like been fuming and
Yeah.
kind of like just
like huffing,
just
quietly.
yeah, like just pumping
It's
himself
so-
up.
Yeah.
the way
As
it was
opposed
in the
to-
past, he's always described it as a noise, like running
Yeah.
in and charging. So
Yeah.
that's what I would.
Well,
If he had
even-
always in the past said, "Oh, I'm just gonna fume," here,"
Even if he had described it as being quiet, he wouldn't have been able to because you have
Yeah.
to have a feat to be able to do it quietly.
yeah.
Yeah. But again, that
But
I
we
didn't
didn't.
know
Which
that.
we didn't
So
know
huffing
until we
mouth-
looked into it
Send me
afterwards.
that. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
But at
Yeah.
least it
There's a
might.
feat you can make a rage quiet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Huh.
yeah.
Which I didn't know until we looked into it after that incident where we almost died.
Where we learned that it's noisy.
Again.
Yeah.
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 So just because I just now remembered, you only have 1 card. Okay, you're fine.
Huh.
So you don't have to reduce to 3.
You can
So-
only free.
I only rode one.
Yeah. So from now on, the max cards you can have is 3. Okay.
Yeah, I remember that text.
Okay, so the group successfully snuck up on within sight, and you guys had planned a very good stealth attack. We talked about combat ensued. I can't remember. Did you get the blow on the wyvern?
No, she
Or
was
was it
on the elf.
Who got the killing blow on the wyvern? I couldn't remember.
Was it Cassie?
I think Regina might have.
I was thinking Regina with a cantrip or something.
Yeah,
Lightning?
yeah. It was like down to like.
Was
a
it
couple
Toll the
points.
Dead?
No.
No, I think it was a lightning spell.
I like
Yeah.
Toll the Dead.
I remember using a cantrip myself. or
Yeah.
something.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you
Missing
killed
it.
it.
I wrote down we bring down the
Oh.
wyvern. I didn't.
Yeah, it was a good battle. It was a very different battle than I thought it would be, but you guys did great. You guys, even despite everything, you guys went down a few times, but
That was
only
scary.
three.
If we hadn't gotten that
Well,
sneak
We,
attack
we,
round,
we
we
picked
would have.
ourselves up.
Yeah,
Picked
Phil
ourselves up.
and
Oh, good knocked down.
Yeah,
But
I've
I got
never-
it in.
I've never been down before, and I was like, oh, what's gonna happen here?
Yeah,
Oh no.
when she went down, I got real nervous.
Yeah.
I don't think I rolled one attack roll that whole time. I was just playing support. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
Trying to
aggroing
stop
and
him.
healing
Yeah.
the whole time.
Or
Yeah.
maybe.
yeah.
Hey, John, Regina thinks that David ate one of her dice.
Really?
Did you find a
That's
D20
interesting
somewhere?
because this monster has a dice right here.
That he's
You
like.
might have to fight him
The
for it.
troll ate the dice.
Looks like he's teabagging it.
Was it on the table or something?
No, it was under the couch.
Oh,
He's getting real friendly with that dice.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, your son.
He's got a really big. Never mind.
It's a blue bomb.
I'm not touching that
Got
ball
a really
sack now.
big blue ball.
Just one.
Alright, so
He's one nut wonder.
That escalated quickly.
Anyway.
this is
Apologize.
like Alright, so you guys have finished combat, you looted. You were able to get some skins, meat, different items from the bosses. And that is pretty much where we left off. What would you guys like to do?
I'm missing another dice, so
Are we
it's
still up
probably
on
somewhere.
the like
The
Simba
ridge?
Yeah, I
ledge?
think we
Yeah.
it was such a long it was a 5-hour night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a
So we
long
just
time.
kinda called
It
it
was
quick.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So we're still up on the Simba ledge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't like healed or slept or
I
recovered
was
or
to say,
anything.
we
have
now all pass out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
I
I
super
think
great.
Kara healed me back to full health, so I'm good.
That I did. I spent a
Oh,
bunch
you
of
did?
lay on
Yeah, I
hands at the
think
end.
once
so-
I
Yeah.
did stuff, then he finished up.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys kept me from dying, but I'm still bleeding.
Yeah, and I'm at like 20 out of 50,
Triple.
60.
Okay.
I'm a wee bit.
It-
Yeah,
so
like
it is
Spell slots and
it
stuff,
is
right?
dark.
Okay.
It is middle of the night. You guys started the fight kind of like dark. So you guys
in my
have
soul.
Right,
had
so
a
we should
very long
probably.
day. Actually, everybody roll Constitution saves.
Constitution save.
He's
Okay.
trying to kill us.
Everyone gets +2. You're all near me.
I'm good.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so whatever thing is in the
Where
closet.
are my saves?
Oh.
How do I get back into this?
Plus what is your Constitution?
Saves, thank you.
So we add our modifier.
So you said I got a
And then
plus
plus
2?
2 for
Everyone,
now.
yeah, everyone gets +2.
Okay, so
Mine was bad.
19.
Mine's really good.
24.
24 too!
Hey!
7.
7,
15.
15.
I mean,
Okay. All right. So you guys are all kind of. You guys have been
Dwarven Hardy.
just going around getting gear, getting the hides and everything, and then all of a sudden, Whisper just kind of like.
Oh,
passes out.
actually, that is so true right now.
She's
Like,
A little on the
so does
nose.
Trisha.
Yeah.
Right, so
Okay, guys.
I'm thinking we should probably
I'm-
recap.
I'm poking our friend, but
Yeah.
but is she dead?
You just hear this.
Not dead.
That's also very true for Whisper.
Smells like it. Oh,
She just ate something that was dead.
that was
Is she
pretty.
just sleeping?
And she mumbles in stress.
That was pretty touch and go there for a while, but you brought me back. I'm feeling pretty good now, so I can take first watch if we want to recap.
So
Well,
quick question about our location. Is there like a mountain or a wall
You're
cliff
still on
against
that bluff.
the rock?
Outcrop.
So if I remember right, there was a sharp cliff.
There's a
We were
cliff.
Yeah.
on top of the rock.
But
So
I
there
mean,
was
like-
kind of a round. It was a build up on this side.
So we,
So
So
you're
I
at
feel
the
like
top of
we
kind
could
of
use
a
his
hill.
corpse as shelter.
Yeah. Look,
I was
say-
thinking that too.
Hey, come
Possibly
on.
some warmth.
To sleep
for a
under a
while.
wing.
So I put my arms underneath yours and I start dragging you and I go, where am I taking her? Where are we going? No, wait, we staying
This
here.
is actually a
So if-
fairly defendable
If you
position,
remember, there
too,
was kind of a
so
clearing
Yeah.
on this
we can
hill.
set up
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no really trees on this hill. It's kind of a rock that's
Okay.
sticking out of this small hill.
So then you guys don't answer me and I just drop her.
How's the weather?
It's night and it's cold.
Oh, okay. So it is.
So let's set up camp here, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
we have
We've slept
a
outside
wyvern
before.
body. If someone
Alright, I'm gonna-
if someone messes with us, we just point at the wyvern and point at them.
Yeah. Come on.
Got big sticks.
And I'll walk over there to whisper, and just feel for her pulse, but at the same time, give her another 5 hit points with my lay on hands.
You guys, I'm really tired. I'm going to lie down beside Whisper.
As you lay hands, you kind of give her a little bit of
Yeah.
belly. She's just kind of like kicks the leg a little bit.
I also, I'm not worrying about
Rest,
the fire.
rest,
I'm just
rest.
going to snuggle her for Pete.
Did you say there weren't any trees or wood around?
No, it's remember there was that 60 or so feet of clearing.
Also, it's only 60 feet away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over to the tree line and try and find some dry wood to gather up and make a fire for us.
So you're making that fire on top of the.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we should keep the fire pretty small though, because it is a pretty
Yeah, little fire, just for
enough.
Some more. Itty bitty
Tiny
fire.
one.
keep the wolves away.
And we'll huddle.
What,
I'm just
man?
gonna use
If I
I'm gonna
wake
use
up,
my
I'll-
medicine kit to do like a poultice on like cuts and bruises because I'm pretty beat up.
Alright, do a medicine check.
Okay. And then I'm going to bed.
If I wasn't already asleep, I would help.
Oh, it's so sad. Like it's so sad.
You could also wake me up. if you wanted.
Where's my medicine?
You're so tired, you just can't do it right.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Wait until
Yeah.
So you're like wrapping your arm and you're kind of like tying your
Okay.
hand to yourself.
You drop the
And
guy.
you're just like,
It was a
it
rough
looks like a
fight.
really loose, horrible mummy. Yeah, like a bad.
And I'm like, I'll fix it in the morning, and I'm gonna pass out too
Yeah.
because I'm shot.
Okay.
So,
those-
I'll
Is
like go to
anybody
sleep.
healthy enough to stay?
You were not.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't,
I'm
I didn't get injured at all, so.
Okay.
I- Yeah, I'll take first watch.
Okay.
Let's
So you
let the
got.
elves and-
Are you doing 2 hours or 4 hours?
I'll do 4.
Okay.
Aw. Did you guys bike over?
after doing the 32-mile bike.
You guys are crazy.
Yes.
It's called a
Alright,
car.
so
We have a minivan. You're like right home.
I'll
me
drive you
2
home.
perception checks.
That's it, just stop.
Heavy
Likes
drop on
the
that.
truck.
Yeah.
It's like the One Ring.
Yeah.
Sorry. Perception.
Let's see. The update is very interesting. Some of these numbers are huge.
I wish Taco Bell delivered.
So
Oh, you know
15
what?
into
DoorDash probably
16.
does.
I was gonna say
15
DoorDash, I think.
sorry, 16 into 17.
But yeah, because
Depends on how badly.
Then why did I
Yeah.
go to Taco Bell?
Alright, so you guys are on top of this area. It is gorgeous. One of the most oddly peaceful and calm nights after such a crazy day. It's very starry out. You have a very good view of kind of the surrounding area. And you definitely kind of hear, I mean, you're at the top, you can hear noises and stuff, and you can hear animals and just kind of seed brush or seed tree lines kind of shaking here and there, but nothing comes toward you. Every now and then you feel like you see some eyes on the tree line, but nothing approaches.
Can I see what the eyes are?
Not from this distance.
hey guys.
Not with that.
We've been
Hey, guys.
Because they do have dark vision.
Yeah, but that's 60 feet, remember?
Yes.
So,
Nuclear.
Dark vision, and I can send Felix to go look at.
okay. And you're up, so that was for his shift.
Oh.
So you're up next on your shift? Okay.
So when you take over, I'm gonna wake you up for your watch, and just a heads up, keep an eye out on the tree line. I couldn't see what it was, but it looked like there were a few pairs of eyes watching us. So be on the alert. We're not alone. And I'm gonna point in the direction where they're at.
Okay. We made a lot of noise earlier. Makes sense that animals would come to investigate. Maybe Felix can go do a perimeter check for us.
Just a little bit.
Sure. Go ahead. Give me a perception for both you and Felix. Are you going with him or?
Yes.
Okay. So tree line.
Go into the tree line.
While she's checking it out, I'm gonna stay awake until she comes back to camp.
Okay.
Slowly 20.
Yeah.
That's a good thing I have a +7.
So is that for you or for him?
That's for me.
Okay. For perception. Okay.
And it was 14. That's right, yeah.
He's more important, right?
The cougar, I had this written down, but I didn't save it.
What kind of animal is it?
A leopard, which I think I used the panther
Yeah.
skill set.
Base. Yeah.
Panther?
Yeah.
It's like plus 2 or something.
Plus 4.
Plus 4. Okay.
18 for Felix.
18 for Felix.
Nice.
Okay, so as you're approaching, you're still a little bit tired, even though you rested a little bit. You don't see a whole lot. You can see shifting through the trees, kind of dark back and forth. You're used to, you've done night hunting before. So you see action, but you don't see a whole lot of detail. You see low creatures kind of every now and then. Felix, however, sees that there's pack of wolves. They're just kind of keeping their distance, keeping an eye on you guys.
Are they like normal sized wolves?
Yeah, they're normal sized wolves. Yeah. Yeah. You can tell they're just kind of checking you guys out. They're not pressing at this time. So.
And I can tell Felix is pretty agitated because he's got his hackles up and he's growling really low.
And you can definitely hear, people on the bluff can't hear, but there's a few growls. They're making sure that they're staying silent, but they are kind of answering back to that Felix.
Responding to the
What else is happening? That's all for the rest, correct? So,
While she was investigating, I kind of carved off a hunk of the wyvern meat and was like roasting it on the fire.
so you're not gonna sleep?
Oh, no, while she was out and investigating, I said I was staying awake before she got back to
He
camp.
was just
Yeah,
Yeah,
chilling
we
for
had
a
first
little
watch.
bit.
So.
They have the first watch. The two of
So
them.
you had first, no, but she can do 4 hours.
Yeah, and I was saying until she got back to the camp from investigating where the eyes were, which,
Okay.
I mean, can't take more than like 20 minutes.
He was helping protect the camp while she was investigating.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
So you just stayed up a little bit longer.
Yeah, just like
Just
a little bit.
Gotcha. Not the whole shift.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. You're just cooking up some wyvern meat.
Yeah, made that as like a pre-bedtime snack.
Okay.
So I'll go back up on the bluff and let you know, Phil, that there's some wolves out there, but they're keeping their distance for now.
Alright, sounds good. If you need help, just wake me up. Don't hesitate.
I will keep my bow ready.
Give me a constitution check.
I ate wyvern meat.
I was thinking that this would help.
It's gonna be a 17.
Okay. You kind of feel a little giggly, but
Everything stinks.
as you're eating,
Should I move the
but
coffee
you
away?
just,
No,
you're like,
that's
oh
fine.
man, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all.
Since it is relatively low impact activity while keeping watch, search the body of the it was a drow, right? That was
Mhm.
with him. Yeah, I want to search the body just to see what's there.
Had you guys already searched the draft?
I don't
think we did.
Oh.
I thought we did, because you
Yeah,
got,
you guys looted everything.
yeah,
Did we?
The same thing.
because you got some,
I mean, you could do
weapons and
another check to
scrolls.
see if you can find anything we missed.
Yeah.
Didn't write any of that down. That's
I don't remember. but-
Well,
Uncharacteristic.
you added stuff to the
Who cares?
spreadsheet.
Yeah, I thought I wrote stuff down
I'm such
too,
a
but I have
nerd.
no
I
idea
added
where.
it to a spreadsheet.
I have this
That's
beautiful
awesome.
spreadsheet I made.
Cool. Well, if
It's an
remind
Excel.
me
We should have
to
cooked that
look at
that
later.
wafer meat a little bit
Just to
more.
double check it.
Ew.
Yeah.
I'm asleep though, so I don't actually say ew. I say ew in my sleep.
Yeah.
Ew.
Why would you eat that?
Yeah. And then I go back to sleep. I'm actually meditating.
Made it
right?
a little less on the rare side. Ooh.
You just hear me go. "Ugh."
All right, so Phil is
Doing a pinch.
munching away and belching and just passes out.
Okay. So since I already did that, and there's, stuff we'll have to get identified later. But one thing that I thought of, since we're at a long rest, I want to study the dark crystal more. Maybe try to attune myself to it.
Oh jeez.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So you're gonna spend an hour
Yeah.
with it.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm still asleep.
That creeps me out a little
We're gonna
bit.
wake up and he's gonna kill us.
he's-
I've got to figure out what it.
He's Breaking Bad.
Describe exactly how you're doing this.
Well, by the fire, I just sit down, holding it with a gauntlet,
Okay.
and I'm kind of, I guess, just kind of spacing out, staring at it, and see if I can feel any energy or something I can latch onto that would,
Try and exert your will on it.
well, I want to see, maybe,
Might exert his will back.
I guess probably would be an Arcana check, but trying to, just to feel out its energy, and
Okay.
if I gaze too long, does it gaze back at me?
Okay, first give me an intelligence, and then give me a constitution.
Okay.
Interesting.
Intelligence 20,
Nice.
Okay. And then give me
Constitution
No.
Whoa, 9,
Oh boy.
Okay.
That was your intelligence or constitution?
Constitution. Intelligence was 20.
So, as you reach out with your intelligence, you're studying. Are you intentionally trying to attune with it?
Yes.
Okay. So, as you are intentionally trying to connect with this, your first roll was intelligence. Everything that you've already learned about this, you know this is a dark, evil thing. And the more you spend time with it, it's dark. There is an evil about it that you haven't heard or met before, as is the vibe that you are getting from this.
Okay.
And you failed your constitution save. So we'll do this.
There is a disturbance in the force.
So you're gonna take.
Sorry guys, that was me.
You're going
This
to
is
take
disturbance in the wind.
21 psychic damage as you try to
See,
connect
it
with this.
did exert its force back on him.
That's gonna
So
be a
as you're holding it with your gauntlet, you are intentionally connecting with it, and it doesn't reach out and like try to touch you. You can see all the little tendrils or the fingerlings kind of swirling and kind of getting riled up, and nothing happens physically because you're not physically touching it, but you're psychically trying to connect with it. So you took some psychic damage because of your attempt.
Did you
Alright.
see
Well, that
how
could've
it-
gone a lot
As
worse.
it just hits me, I quickly grasp my hand and then just
Yeah.
Did you
There's
see an
this,
eye at the
close it
top of
away
the tower?
and
So as you're kind of like staring at it, the fire is kind of behind it. You're staring, and there's this. As you're going deeper, kind of just really focusing these voices.
Yup.
And
Nope, don't like that.
Real
Damn
bad.
sleep.
That could have gone so much worse.
and then we so I'll just take my damage.
Yeah, you have a pretty good headache.
I don't think you should do that again.
And I'm not gonna do that again. Okay, we just tuck that back away and
Okay.
not. We'll protect it
It's actually good.
until we can figure out something else to do with it.
Good.
I'm gonna keep an eye on it, I guess, basically, because I know there's that much powerful, that evil that's there. So it's like, okay, I gotta keep this so it doesn't get in anyone else's hands.
Okay, sounds good. And you guys did learn quite a bit about that gem from Wang. So just to remind you. Okay, so spend a little time trying to check out the gem, scouting around. Half of you are passed out. Is there anything else happening
No,
during long rest?
the go.
There seems to be an echoing crunch, almost like someone's eating tacos from the top of a cliff. It's just like really quiet, and you hear.
Everybody's like looking at Ember.
Remember snoring.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. You passed out.
She's sleep tackling.
Yeah, sleep nice.
That's Jeff.
Who's chewing on bones?
Yeah. Okay, so the evening passes.
It's the sound of me eating souls of my
The
enemies.
sun rises to the sound of cute little birds and different animal noises echoing throughout the valley. This is a gorgeous sunrise. There's 2 suns. And you're at the top of this cliff.
Oh, I think I got a double sunburn.
I'll let you guys discuss any information and choose what you would like to do today.
Is it a long
Alright,
rest?
so we got a
Yeah,
long
you guys
rest.
have long rested.
Have we tried
Need
casting
water.
any kind of divine magic on that dark crystal?
Let's not tempt fate at this point.
Have we
I've-
tried
I've-
casting any spells on it?
I think
I think,
we
You
did
guys
at one
have tried
point
a
we
few
both
things.
failed,
yeah,
but we also failed whenever we tried.
failed, and you know we had the story from Wayne about the. Oh, it's.
I got further away.
You know, a similar occurrence with the crystal. You know that unleashed some bad juju.
I just don't want to do the cube
I
one.
would suggest let's
I was
Let's
thinking
not try
about
that.
flipping this.
for a while.
Says the guy who just tried to attune with that.
And do what you're
No,
doing.
that's the guy who just tried to tune into it. Let's not mess with this.
I've learned my lesson.
It's a bit stronger than I imagined, and it's yeah, it's. I don't
Maybe
think
we can
anyone's gonna-
convert it.
I'm gonna keep this away from you.
No, what's really annoying is with after.
I think you should try to find a way to destroy that
smell
crystal.
taste.
Well,
I go
that's-
like this. I go.
I'm gonna turn into Boromir. We could use it for
Oh,
good. We could destroy the dark one with it.
It's like every couple minutes. it
Yep.
changes.
That's,
But what would we unleash? We don't know.
I think
know.
I'm going to adopt.
In his place, I will become a dark lord. It is.
Alright, so what you guys doing? Information was shared.
I'm going to try and remove the head of the wyvern.
Oh my god.
How big is that head, by the way?
It's pretty big. I mean, this is what you would consider a small dragon. Wyverns are cousins to dragons. And this was
Are we talking like this table? Because dragons are like, you know, their head is like the size of the house.
No, they vary in size. So.
We could fit it in the cart, I imagine. So
Yeah.
I would like
That's
to
what I
help
was
too,
thinking.
so that
Where's the
when we
cart
bring it
again?
back to
Yeah,
Fenrir.
to
What's
Fenrir.
the-
We left the car back in the woods.
Yeah.
So you guys
Oh,
imagine
shit.
you guys.
I hope the wolves didn't.
Oh,
bother the
Larry!
donkey.
Oh, we gotta go!
John's face is like.
I'm like cutting hard.
We might have lost our donkey. Donkey.
We
Well-
might need to do it.
Anyway,
Bellmaker,
Save
I nominate you to pull the cart.
Yeah,
Have
that's what we're
people
looking at.
give me a stealth check
We made Denny
stealth?
Cassie go back to
Yep.
the cart
Wait.
last
with
night.
a donkey's stats.
Wait here,
donkey.
I'll get donkeys.
What ideas did you give him?
We shouldn't have said anything.
Oh, not
Killing our
with our
donkey?
stats?
With donkey stats.
Oh, this is for Larry. Okay, I
For
probably
Larry.
shouldn't be the one who rolls. I thought it was for us.
Manage extras. I changed things. How do I get rid of
What
this?
kind of stats do a donkey? Or like a horse, maybe?
He probably has a 0 or something like that. I don't know.
Probably.
For strength or
For
stealth?
stealth.
Stealth, yeah.
Yeah.
+8.
What do you need, like a mule?
Wait, he gets a plus 8?
No, I mean I just
No.
rolled an 8.
Oh,
Yeah, donkey, mule, same thing.
John, what did you need to know for
We
him?
still need some bits.
Stealth.
I don't think 12 is
Oh,
enough.
that's not even on.
it'd be dex. It'd be plus dex, so it'd be +0 if it's.
Yeah.
so it's just a straight roll.
So one more person I will to also roll for that.
Who
Two
rolled
people are
well?
allowed to
Not
do it.
me.
She rolled an 8.
Our donkey's gonna die.
Son of a
Oh,
bitch!
No.
Wait, I rolled a 12. No, I already rolled a 12. Sorry, I was distracted. I rolled.
Okay.
It was 12. I don't know if that's high enough
Put
though.
that that way.
Darian saves Larry.
If that's enough, it's still a 12.
Yeah.
It's above a 10. You guys make your way through the woods and you find Larry has dug himself into some like brush and dirt, and he has somehow.
Wait,
like,
didn't we leave him inside the building?
No.
No,
We
you
left
tied him up outside the tree line.
I thought we left him in the building.
No, we forgot about him.
No.
I was so adamant about we need to put him inside the building to cover himself.
Oh,
That was in
Oh.
a different place though.
No, that was
No,
when
that
we
was-
went to Wyvern Tor.
It was.
Okay.
I lured
Did
him
you
into
leave
the
him in the building?
yeah, I lured him
so.
into the building that we first encountered the Wyvern at.
You guys had spent so much time like back and forth on that, I couldn't remember.
Because I knew that he was gonna get eaten if we left him alone.
I think that is. I do remember something slightly
Yeah.
along those lines.
Okay, so he's
Sure.
in the building then.
Okay.
One way or
E-
another.
either way.
So you guys make
apparently
your
he's
way
safe.
all the way. You retrieve Larry, or part of you retrieves Larry, and then while you're hacking up the head or something,
Yeah. I'm like hacking at furiously.
give me a
trying to get this-
survival check.
I'm pulling the neck back so that you have a clean shot.
He's assisting you, so you have advantage.
There we
Good
go.
man, good man. I might not need it. Hold on.
Oh,
You can.
Take
If
it.
you roll
I'll
a
still
20,
take
Have
it.
it.
you, if you roll the 20, you don't need it.
I
If you
didn't roll a 20. I got a dirty 20.
Still holding that.
Yeah, dirty 20.
Dirty
Okay.
20. Okay, you definitely get the head. It's very difficult. This is hide that is not easy to
Very
cut.
thick.
Yeah. Which weapon did you use?
Oh no.
Choose wisely because it's broken.
Well, I think I would have probably, considering the size of it, I would have used my axe
Okay.
to try and
So
hack
that
it off.
weapon is now
dark.
-1.
What?
-1 to hit and
You need to
damage.
go get it sharpened.
Well, good thing I've got a couple of those hand axes.
So just make a note. That was a hand axe, right? That was what you're throwing thing.
Yeah, it's like the hatchet.
Okay.
It's just
Not the great axe.
Oh, it's not your big axe. Your main fighting. It was
No,
just a
I'm
little
not gonna.
hand-
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still a fighting weapon, but it's
Yeah, yeah. It's just -1.
gives
to,
me more control for like.
to hit and damage.
Yeah.
But you definitely hack through this. I mean, it takes a while, and
As I pulled one or two, I was like, oh.
yeah.
Like pieces fly.
So there's just like
Oh.
goo and blood and
This is going well
scale.
for you.
There goes my dinner.
It's very leathery. You now have a decapitated wyvern head.
All right, so I'll get one side, you get
And it's
the other.
big. It is gonna be like the size of this table, if not bigger.
Okay, so while we're waiting for Larry and then come back, we rope it to the back of tie some ropes to Belmere, and Belmere start dragging this.
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna play Belmere. Who wants to play Val?
Oh boy.
I'm gonna help Belmere pull it too.
Okay. Does anyone want to take Val tonight? Or
She's a rogue, right?
yeah,
I mentally can't handle that.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see how things go.
Yeah. I was like, kind of try. We'll see.
I might be able to.
So,
I haven't before.
You
but
guys
it's
have
been a
loaded
team
up this wyvern head, and if need be, I'll do what I gotta do. So,
Yeah.
what you guys doing?
Let's bring the wyvern head back to Fandalen and
Mm-hmm.
show them, okay, we dealt with this. Then we can rest, well, basically, we kind of started preparing for the cave anyway beforehand, so let's just bring the dragon's head back to Fandalen, show them we fixed their problem, or no, fix the problem that we created. And then, I don't know, quick rest before we head to the cave. Any objections?
No, I
Sounds
don't.
good.
Was there anything in Fendalen like that we could still get? Like, was it a big enough town? It's small, but
Is it more like a
No,
village?
yeah,
The
it's
village?
a village.
Okay.
I feel like this would go a long way in lifting their spirits, though. I think we can spend spare a day or two of travel to get there to show them that the problem is taken care of. I think this would boost the town a lot.
we need to go all the way over there anyway.
Plus, they could use it as a trophy.
Yeah, we're hanging up in the tavern.
On the way back, we should stop by that bear carcass we encountered and try and see if we can salvage any hide from it and maybe sell or something.
No objections.
Okay. So you guys gonna scout your way back to the bear carcass?
Yeah.
Give me 2 people are allowed survival.
I'll do one.
You should do the other. You gotta
I
hide
guess
your
I
brother.
got a plus 8. 17.
Yeah, that should do.
Plus 7, 22.
Okay. Yeah, you guys definitely make your way back to the bear carcass. It is there, like I said before, it's not cold. It's not like rotting away, but it's not warm either. So.
Sweet. Do you want me to help you to skin that, or do you want me to?
I feel like it would have been eaten in the middle of the night.
You should do
It
it.
was quite a ways
Okay.
from.
Does
What's going
anybody want to help?
Wait, what are we doing?
I'm gonna skin the bear.
Oh,
So remember, it's only part of a
Yeah.
carcass.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna get chunks
I
out,
thought
chunks
that's
of
what we
hide.
just rolled for. What did we roll for?
The ability
Probably
to
not
find
worth
it.
it then, huh?
Yeah.
Like we're talking like chunks, not like it's half eaten,
It's
so there's
not
still
good.
half a hide.
There's pieces. You would get pieces of a hide because it was
Could you
clawed,
make
bitten,
mittens?
ripped in
Okay.
half.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother then. It's
Okay.
not worth it.
Bearskin mittens?
I will take a couple teeth though.
Booties.
Maybe some claws.
Roll survival.
Oh, all right. That's a 23.
Alright, you definitely get 4 claws and 2
Oh.
teeth.
Nice.
Have Regina make some jewelry for you with it.
Yeah.
Collect the claws.
Sounds good.
I can send
So
those
it's
for
going
you.
to be a 2-day travel to. Let me see,
Yeah, because we're
2-day
here.
travel
Like
to Fandel.
Okay.
Dorky symbol.
So we have to stop at least once for camp then, right?
Mhm.
We can wrap this up.
So you guys know the direction you're heading. Whoever would like to head that, give me also survival and perception.
I'll let the elves handle that.
Yeah.
Okay, so my perception's a little bit higher, but my other one is
I've got a good perception, but I've been doing a lot of checks. I'll let other people.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Survival will be 15.
Okay.
I will try perception.
Oh my god.
Let's see what happens. Okay, so a 20 for perception.
Okay. So you guys definitely make your way a good day's travel in the direction that you know. You know you're heading the right direction. It's kind of the same trail direction you came this way. So
I'll say well-traveled trail, right?
yeah, not really necessarily a trail, but you guys did bring Larry in the cart this direction, so there are a few markings or land.
So are we
markings.
trying to trek through the woods then? Because I was gonna say
Yeah.
there's Tribord Trail, like kind of close to where we were.
No, I thought that's what we're doing. Is just we're going back to the same trail. Go
Yeah.
back to the
Are
trail.
you going
take-
back to Trevor Trail? Or-
Because because I thought we were like right here.
No, you guys were like way over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
That's
you can
fine.
go up and over and down, or you can just go through. It's up to you.
I figured we take whatever. Go back to Wyvern Tor, get back on the trail, and take the trail back. That's the quickest.
I'd say let's go up to the
most
trail.
direct.
Yeah.
The main threat is eliminated. I'm cool just being out in the open on the trail.
Up to Trigger Trail.
Yeah. Let's go up to the
Main
trail.
road.
Whatever's
And
quickest.
the cart will
Well.
go faster that way.
Okay,
I was
that'll,
gonna say,
yeah.
are we
that'll
easier
go quicker
turning?
for you then. So sounds good. So I'll see you get about here, and you're just gonna kind of pull off the main road there
Yeah.
a little bit and set up camp.
Yeah.
Camp.
Okay. Go ahead and give me again. What do you guys do? Anything special?
I'm gonna hop up on the cart so I can have some stability while we're traveling and try and sharpen that hand axe that just got dulled to crap.
Okay.
Try and see if I can get that -1 taken off.
Okay. As you hop up, so it is evening. As you begin sharpening your hand axe, your tummy is rumbling, and it gets worse and worse. And
Okay.
you are prairie dogged.
Whoa, guys! I think we need to pull over.
So
We
I
need to
would-
stop.
I would like to do a medicine check on him.
Okay.
No time, and I'm gonna run into the woods.
Never mind.
There is no time.
Never mind. Once he's done with that.
Pretty much what happened.
We're gonna make sure we're upwind.
I'm talking like as I'm running, I'm pulling stuff down. I just
We
dive
see
into the
Phil-
bushes
see Phil's
Never mind. I don't
brain
need to do a
acid
medicine
diving.
check. We know what's going on.
as I'm like midair.
Oh my God.
That's pretty much.
This is why I like
There's so
animals.
much blood.
Oh.
So all you see is Phil's like sharpening away, and then he just dives off and sprints for the woods. And you're just you're hearing like screams and weird noises from the woods, and you see birds like flying
Oh,
off.
it's so bad, guys. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna send Belmere to go check on him.
It's so bad. Get away. Don't come in. Save yourselves.
So this is the result of the natural one.
Damn it.
I forgot because you would have had this happen during the wyvern carving.
Thank God.
So,
Oh, jeez.
Just wipe it with my axe. It's poison damage now, bitch!
So that's what you get for eating the wyvern.
No, that was from the fish.
that was for
Oh.
the fish that I forgot.
When
Delayed.
was that?
When we were on the boat traveling away from
He ate the stank
Isle of
meat.
Kor. That nasty ass
Oh,
fish.
that was
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah. Oh, wow.
When I ate the stank fish.
Yeah. Okay
Oh my
then.
gosh. It took a
Alright.
while to process through your gut.
It got
I'm just
stuck.
like crawl back to the cart and like back up. I'm like shaking.
No, we need to hose him down.
I'm like trying to finish my work.
We have a point of exhaustion after that.
Damn it.
Poor Larry's just like trying to get away from it.
I had to burn my britches.
Uh,
Dang, you have that kilt.
It's more airy now. Help that
Oh.
help that diaper dress I just got.
As I,
There's a place I'm not going to help you with ointment.
I couldn't find any soft leaves, so I had to use moss. That stuff is scratchy.
As I get out my
No joke, that has
herbalism
actually
kit,
happened to me
start
one time.
making some diaper
It is not
rash.
comfortable to use.
Medicine.
was that in the butt?
Oh look,
No.
my medicine
It's
kit is
long.
all out of bandages. Oh no.
I
Well,
start
nothing for
like
you.
mushing some herbs together and like turning them into.
So you got some
pills.
mint for under our noses.
I just like bend over my anvil and like lift up my kilt for him.
No, and I stick it in front of his face and I'm like, I'm not touching that.
Oh man!
You do it yourself.
I'm not a cleric.
I thought we were friends.
I at least made this for you. You can handle it yourself.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Roll me a medicine check.
Please make a bad check where it's poison ivy.
20.
Oh, there. Okay.
20? What is
That
that?
20?
It's a 12
Oh.
plus 8.
Oh, I thought it was a 2. I was like, this is gonna get real bad.
No,
If only it was a 2.
it's a 20.
I really wanted it.
That would have been so bad. I don't think I can
I
walk,
mean, it would have
guys.
been a 10.
So do you apply this paste to you?
I mean, I trust her. She's a druid. She's got to know what she's doing with herbs, and of course she is whisper and very prone to pranks. I'm gonna smell it first.
Itching powder, itching powder.
Do I? Does it smell safe?
Roll
A medicine check.
roll a investigation.
No, I get to choose this?
John, while this is happening, I'm just kind of like edging my way over.
Minus 1, 16.
16. Okay, what does it smell?
It smells like lavender.
Smells like lavender. Okay, I like lavender.
Okay.
Phil, give me your hand. Give me
Oh,
your
Trisha
hand.
will sneeze.
Cantrip light on the stuff.
Whisper's lucky. She's not allergic.
No!
So now his butt's
Wait,
gonna
what did you just
glow.
do?
So the paste is
Now
not
it's glowing paste. I'm gonna be like old Greg. When
It's gonna be sunlight.
Kara,
Be sun-
Kara, that's awesome.
son of a bitch!
I don't know why you gave me your hand.
I trusted you. You're a healer, damn it!
No.
Oh, you
folks
thought
suck
that was
so
going to
much.
help.
It only
You
lasted an
brought this
hour.
on yourself, my friend.
Well, now you get to look at my red ass all night. I'm gonna apply it.
It only lasted an hour.
Now I'm gonna look like a
can go to bed
walking
in
lamp
an
with my
hour.
kilt on. It's like a lampshade. It's gonna be like glowing.
Oh, you're gonna be like the one leg in what is
Yeah.
it,
Yeah, in the
Christmas
Christmas
Story?
Story.
Like
It
the
says
one leg in the
fragile.
lampshade.
Must be Italian.
If we could turn that scene into a animated comic.
Oh, did you think I was going to heal you? Sorry.
Now that my britches aren't on, you can see like I've got the fishnet stockings like the lamp.
Oh my god.
Don't kink shame me.
Alright, does anyone have extra pants?
No, I don't need them. The breeze
I have-
kind of feels nice
I have
actually.
some pelts you could wrap around that.
Alright, so
How do I?
after we'll say a half hour, what does this feel like? What does the paste do?
She doesn't.
Oh no.
Make a decision.
No, it's a soothing paste
Okay.
that will help.
I just wanted to give a chance.
Nice. What is that shea butter?
Very,
It
like,
feels kind of slippery.
Calm and cool, and it starts to crust a little bit, you know. Thursday's baked.
That sounds very chafy. I don't know
Yeah.
about the crust.
Maybe it
Okay,
stays pasty.
I snuck some peppermint in there, so it's a little cooling, and he's like,
Oh, that's invigorating. I'm like,
Phil is just gonna walk in
Shaking my hips.
circles.
like it's refreshing and it's helping, but it's a very like cool sensation with the wind.
somebody blow on me. That's nice.
Literally flashing.
I'm just like wafting my kilt, like, ooh, yeah.
Sending Morse signals to the rest of the world.
Yeah, I'm like basically Morse coding with the glowing.
We start attracting some interesting.
Yeah, there's all these like night owls and all these things that are
Pay no
There's
attention
so
to me
many
downstairs.
moths.
Make some.
coming to the
So many moths are hanging
Oh
around.
my god, yes!
Just giant forest moths trying to eat your
all
kill.
around.
Wait, what spells do I have?
It's amazing. There's all these big bugs that are just surrounding you.
Trying to get to the lake.
Get out of there! Get out! Hey!
I was hoping I was gonna have shocking grasp, and I was gonna be like turn myself into like a bug zapper.
Oh my god, we haven't even gotten anywhere.
This is the best ever.
There's some severe unintended consequences of the events of this evening.
Sacred flame. Sacred flame.
It's a series of unfortunate events.
Just killing moths.
Oh, that worked.
My deity would be very approving.
Be an adventurer, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
And
Nobody warned me about the moths going up my hiney.
Maybe
I don't-
you shouldn't eat steak fish.
Well, you know, I got resistance to poison. I thought, what's the worst that could happen?
It's called
This is the
discern-
worst that could happen.
It's called discernment.
For feck's sake.
Be a
dead.
discerning fellow. At least
Well, so
we're
you
all
think
gonna
that's
be
the last time I trust anything that's in water?
Falco
Oh my
calls back
gosh.
from after leaving, you know, he's still walking with Larry as we go. What'd you learn?
You do know the consequence of this, right? You're getting attacked by bats.
Bats aren't attracted to light.
No,
No,
the
but they're
bugs.
attracted to moths.
Son of a bitch.
So first is the flood of moths to the
You
light.
die.
Roll initiative!
The bats start coming.
Blood sucking back. Okay.
It's just got it.
Well, then Felix is gonna swat at the moths too.
Yeah.
I want
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand so it can just be like a constant swatter for me. It's just circling around me, swatting bugs.
Oh.
It's just going around.
Nothing.
Spouting.
Whipping out the
It's
good
awesome.
stuff.
Best side
This is
trail.
bullshit.
Best side trail consequence ever.
Over on himself.
I can only eat half
Yeah, we don't want you near
Just
us.
sitting in the wagon pouting while my Mage Hand is going around me.
of it. It's totally just plain vanilla.
Oh my gosh, we have to make this happen somehow. That's awesome. Alright, that is
Worth
day
it.
one.
Worth it.
Worth it.
I regret nothing.
Okay, who's taking shift on that? How long
He's
does
gonna
light
have
last?
to be first
1 hour.
watch.
1 hour?
An hour.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that was 1 hour.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, click, your crotch stops.
Oh, thank
floating.
God.
Some moths
But it's
and all
still
the
minty.
insects dissipate.
It's only an hour.
It still feels nice at least.
You've got like 30
Cool night
various
breeze.
bugs dead and kind of around you, and Felix looks disappointed and just kind of eating some of them.
Just chewing on them off.
Yeah. All right. Who's taking?
Come on, there's gotta be a few
Laughed too
like
hard.
dead moths just like stuck to his ass.
Yeah,
you know there is.
Paste.
He definitely
It's like a
has
fly
couple
trap
there,
where they're
yeah.
just like there's all kinds of flies stuck to it.
Yeah.
Can't get off. They're like, damn.
We need to find a
It's
street.
like a tar. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I'll go ahead and take first watch. I'm sure Phil is tired after
Running
All
around.
of that.
all of that
Eventful evening,
sickness.
yeah.
Yes.
I'll take first watch as well.
Oh, thank you. I
You're gonna
appreciate
hang out
it.
with me, huh?
By the fire. You can do what you want. I'm hanging out by the fire.
I think I'll go climb
Cue
up a tree.
romantic music.
Apart.
I wake up to see them like sharing a single
Do
spaghetti
I have a
noodle.
spell to create romantic music?
Uh.
No, I don't. Sorry.
cue this
Man.
Where's our bard?
So I'm gonna go climb up a tree and just hang out with my bells.
So that
Go ahead and give me
Oh, I might.
perception.
Sorry, I might need to close mine a little bit.
I'm gonna let the bedroom get some nice.
Fresh air.
I have my
Fresh air.
ears
Has all the stickers in it.
Because it's been a month since we got it back.
I don't know.
Yeah.
20,
Pretty much.
It's been more than that, isn't it? Like 6
23.
weeks? 23?
Yes.
Nope.
Perception?
You guys have your van windows down?
Oh,
we do
yeah,
for
it is.
Kona.
It is pouring
It
out
is.
front.
Balls!
It is. Oh wow.
Hey,
Yeah, I
we,
was wondering.
We
Sweet.
chose the right time to bike.
Yeah.
It,
We were thinking when we were hitting that far end of Goldstream where the clouds were getting darker and darker, but it moved around us.
Yeah,
We didn't-
we got
Nice.
sprinkle on for a little
did
bit.
that quick.
Yeah.
Did you bring your bikes in?
Yeah.
They're in the
Okay.
garage.
I made room for them to.
Okay, cool. To say if nothing else. Well, no, never mind. I was like the back porch, but keep forgetting that spot.
So you got a 23. Nothing seems to happen. It's almost like something is keeping animals away. The stench.
Oh yeah.
Well, that makes me nervous.
I'm just warning you that dairy wise, they're kind of.
Yeah, I was thinking.
When I was a young warthog.
Yes.
Oh no. Is it Phil's
There's
excrement?
knives in a
Yes.
jar beside the grapes over there. We have to keep them away, like out of like the drawers. Cause
Alright then.
He didn't make it that far out of camp.
Great.
My friends always stood downwind.
Oh.
Or never stood
Yeah, I'll go
downwind.
get him.
The shame. Oh,
The shame of it all.
You are not kidding. It is pouring outside.
Yeah, and the clouds
I didn't
opened
take
up.
my shirt off.
That's what.
Well, because
Wait,
I
how was
opened the
that
door and I was
working?
like, mm-mm. So I took my shirt off to run out to the man because I didn't want to be soaked
The
all night.
neighbors are like, what's happening in there?
He
This is like
charged the
Colorado
rain.
rain out there.
Is that type of party?
He charged the rain. It's like legitimately like Colorado rain
It
outside.
really, really annoys me that they did not have gutters on this building.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Because everything dumps right in front of our door.
yeah. I noticed that. Like you open the door and it's like an actual waterfall.
This is better than the canned nitro stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
fine
not as bitter
with
as the other stuff. Kind of stuff.
not stuff anywhere.
Always
Well, that's still going.
I need some sugar if I'm gonna stay active. Okay.
Should we order food?
I'm more snacky is the problem.
Should
Like,
I
it
eat
just needs
this
some-
cupcake and then
We
think
learned
about it later?
If I just discover those pastries with cream cheese filled, I'm like, oh, darn
Oh no.
it.
Alright, so
Yes.
Well, I'm awake now.
Artemis completed first watch.
Yeah.
Who's
I didn't
doing
even
second?
realize what I bought.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm not taking any watches today. I'm
I'm
trying
asleep,
to
Are you,
guys.
did you roll perception?
Oh,
Because you
no.
were staying up with?
and I'm asleep always. The first watch.
Yeah. That's what I figured. Is that,
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, you are oblivious to anything.
Pick it up and see the number you.
He fell
You
asleep.
stared into
Fire.
the fire and you lost your eyesight.
yeah.
ADD?
Dos.
Dos. Okay.
Oh boy.
Well, fortunately for you,
And I rolled a 1. I guess so.
there is still the current situation that is keeping animals away.
Okay.
If
As I
Artemis
sit
would
there.
like to explain that to everybody later.
Are you awake?
I'm past that about.
Okay.
That was exhausting.
What's going on? Are you getting sick too?
There's an aura, a certain aura, or maybe more aroma is the correct term,
Oh no.
emanating from our friend.
Which friend?
The one who shot himself to death last night.
I was gonna say the
As I
Phil
just,
friend.
I'm just fanning the air just away from my face, and I look at him like, poor bastard. But what?
It's just gas venting.
That's
As I think
yeah.
about it a little bit,
Purging.
then I just try to get up and be like, I'm just gonna roll him over and position him like that.
Doesn't
way.
Regina have
Just
some
launch
sort
that
of
into
like
the ground.
wind cantrip or
Yeah.
something?
Just have us a glass of
Last time you
breeze.
made it though.
Oh darn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
Alright. So second shift.
Yeah.
I'm awake now.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception.
Oh no. This is always when I roll low.
I can do the second shift too.
Whoa.
Ooh, that's what's in the bottom of that?
Damn.
So 22.
Okay. Again,
23?
you're surprised. There's not more animal activity around the
Oh
camp,
crap. Okay.
but you definitely can smell your companion.
I'm keeping everything away.
Okay, so on top of that, I'm gonna actually not like, I'm gonna stay with the camp, and I'm gonna like walk to the edge of all of us and kind of like peer into the woods and stuff and try to see if there's anybody watching us or around.
Okay. Give us a second perception for that.
I'm gonna say that I was on the second shift.
Oh,
And like I wake up to help with the second shift, and I also am smelling this. So
Nobody's sleeping well but
18.
except for me.
18, John.
so I'm gonna just like walk around kinda close-ish by to the camp and look for some herbs and stuff to make him a tonic for his disturbed stomach.
Some nature
Roll me
pet though.
Roll me a survival and medicine.
Would it be
so-
nature? No?
Survival sin.
It'd be more spin.
Well, I don't know. Okay, what am I doing? Which one am I rolling
You
first?
can do nature.
I mean, no, I don't want to do nature.
Nature because of plants and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just assume it would be nature.
Yeah. Do nature and then medicine if you're making it a tonic form. So yours was like a really high, so
Yay.
18 or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nature says plants and animals.
Okay, so you kind of go out on the perimeter a little bit, looking around. Don't see anything that jumps out at you as threatening or anyone following you or anything of that nature.
Okay.
I got a
Naturally?
1
Okay.
for a total of 3.
3? Okay, so you.
So I
don't-
mix up a couple
You
of them.
accidentally step on the
And
plants.
John, you get one from me too.
Okay. I'll deal with this later then.
Yeah.
Choose.
This is here.
So you're.
Is it still dark out?
It's still really dark.
That's why I'm having problems.
Yeah, you're having a hard time. This is a different area you haven't really scouted before. You don't find any plants to make a tonic.
Okay.
Nothing that you recognize that would make a tonic.
A few
you
things
said I get
that
one
I'm
from
like,
you too?
would it kill him or would it help him?
I'm glad you went
Yeah.
the route of you didn't find anything instead of you found stuff. And
Rub
then
this on now.
I won't make
You made a very poor tonic.
They're really good, but will they?
candy mango.
Because I would have trusted you.
Yeah. Put this on top of what I already did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She helped me last night. Why would it be different today?
Sorry, it was really dark out when I was
All
looking.
right, so you guys.
I thought it was 3 leaves, not 4.
You guys complete your sleep. It is morning again. You guys are free to do what you like to do. You're fully rested, and you have another day of travel to Fendel.
So, I'm gonna walk up to Phil. You know, Falco goes up to Phil. That, I'm sure that's some righteous. I don't know what's going on with you right now, buddy, but, you know, I just pat his shoulder at the same
Word to the
time.
ways. Don't eat wyvern.
I'm.
I thought it was the fish.
Yeah, I don't know that though.
No,
This is-
That was the last thing I ate.
It's gonna eat the fish
That's why I
again.
did that.
It's gonna eat the fish again
Alright,
because
so-
he thought it was wyvern.
I'm just gonna, you know, use 5 points of lay on hands and cure you of any disease or poisons
Oh,
that's
thank
in
you.
your systems right now.
I appreciate it.
Please tell
Okay,
me.
just you stand behind. You take up the rear, and
I don't think I've got much rear left after last night.
Where's the wind blowing?
yeah, you stand behind us. You
Yeah.
stay behind us.
Is
buddy.
it a backwind or a headwind? Because
Just stay behind us. Okay? Just stay back.
For everyone,
if
right?
it's blowing from behind us, that might be the worst spot for me. John, am I feeling better? Is it over or is it still? Am I
so
still feeling out of sorts?
Try to heal
Your
any.
gut's still rumbly, but you don't feel as bad as you did
Yeah, okay.
instantly.
Underscore?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Boy,
Cook your food before you eat it.
yeah, I
You
think
cooked it all.
Fine.
They're
I
supposed
think
to be,
I
like,
think maybe cook it a little
strawberry.
more.
Yeah.
I honestly thought they
Eat
were
it
cherry
all.
when I bought them.
Well, that's not an option. Who likes to live life that way?
David.
No,
first
no,
about.
that's
All right,
like-
so
I'll
a
get
stern
some, you'll
warning
get
from
it.
Falco. What you guys doing?
He was like, ooh.
I think we best get on the road.
Yeah.
The more movement to just get this out of my system, the better. I think maybe.
You're walking and like lunging.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely, as you guys continue down the trail, there's definitely still some possible sharks.
How weird.
Some-
I'm walking in the
I'm
front of
walking
the
all
group.
bow-legged, like I've been on a horse for a week.
But the worst of it has passed.
Hey-oh.
I'm either proud or disappointed. There was no preparation H, George. So,
Hey, Joe.
I have mixed feelings.
I would have, but I
Can I
assumed
say
we didn't
about
have
like
that in the
an
middle
hour
of the time, so.
Yeah.
traveling,
It
I
would've
started
been
looking
wordplay.
for herbs
Yeah.
again, like, because the terrain would be changing and
Absolutely.
stuff.
Do another nature.
But
We can't get lost as long as I'm with you guys, unless there's magical.
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
on a
19.
trail.
I'm learning to
You
whistle.
definitely are able.
Okay.
It's daytime. You're like, oh, clear
So you're
head.
spitting a
I
lot?
can pick something
Yes.
up.
Okay.
Yeah, as
So
we're
you
going, I'm learning to
pull
whistle
some
my
stuff
fingers.
that you feel like you make whatever you're looking to make,
Okay.
All right.
So,
and then do a. Are you looking to make something to heal his ass, or
something for his stomach, like for
Okay.
him to drink.
yeah, just do a medicine check then.
20.
20? Okay, yeah.
Nice.
You're able to make a little concoction, describe how you do this. And,
Okay. So I'll say that as we're traveling and walking, like I just kind of go off the path a little bit, and I'm like searching for specific things, and I find what I need. And then once I get everything, I'm gonna just like ride in the cart for a quick minute as I'm like smashing up some of the herbs and flowers and stuff, and mix it with some water to let it soak. How long are we traveling?
a day. It's another full day.
Another full day. Okay, well then I'll say I'll let everything soak for a good like half a day, and then I'm gonna offer it to him and be like, from a distance, and be like, drink this. just trust me. Drink it. It's
Alright, alright.
Is it impactedly small?
Cheers.
kind of like grape water.
Like grape water. So I'm gonna drink it. Thank you. I hope it works. Oh. Do I feel better?
Or worse.
She succeeded on
Which-
her message.
Which direction has this gone?
Yeah. It's all on her.
It's a soothing. It's to soothe the stomach
Okay.
and get rid of the
She
gas.
made a tonic with intention to soothe. So.
Well, I feel much better. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
you're
do
welcome.
too.
I did it for me, not just.
Wicked heartburn though.
Okay, so you're
with
feeling
my
a
stomach
little bit
feeling better, I'm gonna go back up into the cart and try and resume my work of trying to repair this axe that got feckered up.
You're gonna do that while you're traveling.
On the cart, yeah.
The cart currently has a wyvern head on it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll be on it.
Oh yeah.
Alright,
Right.
that's
I don't think
fair.
Larry
That's
can
fair.
I'm
pull
sure
that much.
someone in Fandelen has a sharpening stone.
I'll wait till we're making camp or something, or till we get to Fidel, whichever comes first.
Sounds good. Well, you guys are gonna make it found down before the end of the day. So,
Okay.
anything else you're doing while you're traveling to find out?
I'm learning to whistle. With my fingers.
Yeah, there's no cart to ride in, so
Yeah.
we're basically
Oh,
all
really?
walking.
Yeah, so I'm like walking,
So it can't
trying to
be
do that
jewelry.
spitting all over.
Oh my god.
Just roll a d20 for me.
Okay. 7 plus
7?
I don't know, anything?
No.
So
All right.
sorry.
So as
You're
you're
just spitting.
walking through the woods, yeah, you're trying to learn this, and there's just spit coming out
Oh
everywhere.
my goodness.
It's all over your face, all over your hand. and
Yeah.
you have not been able to figure out how to learn to whistle with your fingers.
Yeah, it sucked.
That's how it goes, though.
True story.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you guys arrive
You
in
tried these
Vendôme.
ones, you tried these.
From a distance, you can kind of
Your
hear.
Sorry.
You can kind of hear the echo of tools being used, and as you enter into the town, you can kind of see some of the disrepair is being repaired. There's what seems to be a few armored guards that have been arrived here. They're placed around town. The inn looks like it's being worked on. All the buildings that were kind of attacked or burned seem to be in partial repair at this point. As you enter town, where are you headed? What would you like to do?
Well,
Do the guards challenge us at all?
So no, they don't
They know it's
challenge you.
pretty
They see.
John's in the backyard and scared the shit.
Oh, the guy.
Yeah, upstairs, John.
I wonder if they have a leak.
Yeah, he's got some.
So
Well, do we? I can't remember. Does Van Dalen have like any kind of like mayor or town leader of any sort?
no, if you remember, the leader of Van Dalen was a crooked guy that you guys,
That we deposed?
you deposed and sent back to.
Is there anybody taking his place?
You don't know.
We should go to the inn and try to get some information.
Yeah, maybe. See
Okay.
if they've.
Maybe take a bath.
maybe that's in order.
So as you guys enter town, like as you were expecting, guards don't really stop you, but they just take notice of you that you're travelers coming in.
With a
that-
huge
I'm about to
dragon
say,
head.
apparently,
Nobody's
yeah.
staring at us.
I said they take notice. They won't
Okay.
stop you.
They know us. I mean, we're kind of the
Better
heroes
not.
of the town, so we're known figures there. They're not gonna
I just
give
kind of
us.
figured if the guards were from elsewhere, like they had been hired
Oh.
on by the town, they might not know who we were.
That could be.
I think we had, one of the things we had talked about was
They were from
with Sildar. We
Yeah.
even had told them about what had happened.
Okay.
Mm.
Got a little more help. A little more
I'm sure
guard.
Marion's like, hi, so we're fine.
Yeah.
I was waiting to see if I needed to,
Right.
you know. At the moment, I was just hanging out with my big head.
To be super friendly.
There's kind of like this slobber down the front. Of
Yeah.
From less
Some
charming than
spit
normal.
So I think if we bring Larry and the carts down just basically in town center. I know I had spoken to Lady Greywind about dealing with the wyvern.
Mhm.
So I'll
Was she the innkeeper? Who was that? I don't
no,
remember.
she was at the
She was
shrine.
at
That's where I met her.
the Grey.
Oh.
Yes. Okay, so as you guys are making way down closer towards the center of town where that shrine was, you gather a little more attention. Some kids are kind of start running by the cart and they want to see, they're obviously. Do you have the head covered or uncovered?
I don't think we ever covered it. So
No.
it's uncovered.
It
Everyone can
was
see.
uncovered,
Everyone
so
can see what we're
Everyone
bringing
can
in
see.
the town.
So that's why you're gathering more attention. There's this big wyvern head. It's obviously recognizable. And people are kind of stopping what they're doing, stopping their repairs. They're not trying to stop you or yell at you or anything, but they're just taking notice and kind of the slow gather around the courtyard kind of thing. What would you guys like to do?
I think make our way to the town square or whatever central location that is gathering points maybe and announce that he's been taken care of.
Mm-hmm. So you guys make your way, which was pretty much where the shrine was.
Yeah.
The shrine was off just a little bit to the center, but
Yeah, that's-
there was the tavern and the lion shield was there off to the side, real close to the center also.
Did we ever get a name for this wyvern? Did he ever give us a name?
no. We got a name for the
The
drow,
drow.
but
I'm gonna call him Bill.
Okay. All right.
Bill
so
is
you,
dead.
Is that
You
like
guys
Phil?
make your way to the center. There's a pretty good crowd gathering now of farmers, of obviously hired carpenters. The soldiers are kind of gathering up. You can see them kind of whispering a little bit to each other in recognition of they were informed that you were on the job kind of thing and might be returning, and they can tell that they're glad to see this outcome. What would you guys like to do?
Well, let's just see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the wyvern. Your problem is that he will not harm you anymore.
And you can just see like the kids are jumping up and down and talking to their parents, and you can just hear for a moment there's silence, and then just one
clap.
starts
One guy in the
clapping, and then
background.
it
Ah,
grows.
damn it! Fucking slow claps. I hate
No,
those so much.
It starts off with one, and then it grows
Everybody.
and grows, and just this cheers,
Yeah.
and everybody's happy, and they kind of like start almost swarming you a little bit. They want to touch you guys and
And Phil.
see.
I wouldn't
the-
touch me too much. I don't recommend it.
Do they, do
Don't
they back
eat
up
it,
once
don't
they
eat it.
smell it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop on top of
There's
the
like
wyvern
there's
head.
a crowd that encloses and then like a little bubble that stays away from you.
I'm like, come on.
Yeah. But there's definitely this joyous celebratory moment
Oh,
here
maybe
in the
that-
middle of the town square.
see if I see Lady Greywind in the crowd at all.
Eventually, with the commotion that has come, you do see familiar faces, and Greywind is there.
So I'll go up to her and say, Lady Greywind, I'm so sorry for the troubles of the town that this came and destroyed what we could. We have one more adventure to go on. At least, but I would love to come back and help you rebuild the city more.
As you're in the middle of saying this, she just runs up and hugs you. Just interrupting you. And just holds the hug for a moment. And then backs away slowly and says, thank you very much. You guys truly are the saviors of that.
Glad you think so. Don't say that.
She kind of takes your hand, not
Only
the
you saw
gauntlet one,
that.
but your real hand. And just kind of does like a slow, holds it in hers and does a prayer with you real quick. And then backs away.
Feel free to call on us if you guys have any more issues plaguing the town. We'll not be too far away. So feel free to call upon us again if you have any more issues plaguing the town.
Indeed, we will. You are our savior.
I appreciate it.
Let us know if we can do anything for you. As you can see, the town is being repaired. We finally were able to get some provisions and some help from everywhere.
I see that. It looks a lot better here. Some infrastructure getting rebuilt,
It's gonna
and
take a few more days, but
I see a few more roofs on houses. That's good.
yes.
I'm glad Sildar came through and provided protection.
Yes. So write down that you have a blessing, and we'll deal with that later. Remind me.
We're not though. We did nothing to
I
make
wanted
him
to
do that.
change in case I got any on me.
There's nothing on us on that.
Sometimes I
That's so
try.
well. Oh, there it is.
And the only thing I ask now
After I cause the
is a
problem.
little,
I'm sorry.
a nice bath, some beds, food so we can rest, and we'll be on our next adventure and return when we can. Or I'll return when I can.
Of course. I'm sure you will be welcomed again in Stonehill Inn.
And the Wyvern head is yours.
We'll just leave this
And
here.
as you guys,
eat it.
kind of
Yeah.
are you just kind of kicking it off of the
No,
cart?
I mean we'll help them move
Yeah.
it. I would imagine
Wherever
we
they
would
wanna
help them
go.
move it wherever they want
Okay.
it. But
To a
Yeah.
taxidermy.
I was gonna say, do you guys have a really good taxidermy?
A
Yeah.
tanner.
Yeah.
Or
So,
maybe,
Hide.
or like maybe a really large anthill.
so what they do is you can see them kind of shifted off to the side of the court, and you can tell that they are sharpening some large sticks to kind of put it on a pike for now, and then you kind of overhear them talking about boiling it down and making it into a mount for on top of one of the buildings for.
Keep one of the skull. Those
Yeah.
skull.
Mm-hmm. So that's
As a
kinda what
warning.
they-
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So, alright. You can kind of, the hustle and bustle of the town celebrating, talking about, the heroes are back and everything's good and the town's going to be rebuilt and we're going to be famous now because we have this and stuff like that and everything's uplifting now. So, as you walk back to Stonehill Inn.
Would anybody like to thank us with a coin or two?
I was gonna say maybe like 10% of all tourism profits from here on out because of that.
Maybe a drink?
well, yeah,
Who wants
that's
to
what I
buy us
asked for.
dinner?
Just provisions, and night to rest.
Mm-hmm.
I scold you guys.
I was joking.
As I put my hat away
Unless you want
that I was gonna.
Whispers got her hand out. This little boy kind of runs up and then just drops a little copper in your hat.
Aw.
Thanks, kid.
You're
So you
gonna take
guys
from children.
go to
Yes.
Stonehill? What do you guys let me know what you're doing?
I'm gonna go to the blacksmith first before I shower because there's no sense in getting all clean and only to get really dirty again. So I'm gonna go into the blacksmith and take advantage of his forge for my axe.
Smelling like that.
Okay. Alright, so you go up to
It's been days now. I don't stink that bad still.
it's only going
I hope.
one
Aired
day.
out a little bit.
And
Hopefully smell a little
Well,
bit
come
like
on.
mint and
I
lavender.
was
Yeah,
gonna say you
I should
smell a
actually
little
smell
bit like
pretty decent.
lavender.
and blacksmiths don't exactly smell.
Alright.
Yeah.
So you walk up to the same blacksmith?
Wait, so I'm like, are you? do you announce that that's where you're going, or do you just like?
Yeah, I'm just
take
gonna
off
go.
and leave? Okay. Well,
Okay.
never mind. I
Um,
don't know.
So everybody else is heading to the town
can
hall.
see that
You
he's
sneak
going,
off
we're all
on the
together.
side.
I followed
what-
him.
Just
go-
ask
what-
him where he's going.
remember, remind me again what his name is. I don't have my
Egron.
notes with it. What's it?
Egron.
Egron. Hail Egron, how goes it?
Oh, good. How be you? I see you have returned victorious.
Much better. We took the wyvern out. Food
Much
for thought.
thanks.
Don't eat him. It's very bad. Disastrous results. I wouldn't recommend it. Don't eat any meat.
I can smell that.
I haven't been right for days. But on that note, I
You
seem
can
to
see
have
he
done.
kind of takes like what would be considered a bandana and just kind of like reverses it so it's covering his mouth. And
He's doing a mask.
Yeah, he's doing a mask.
Well, I don't have COVID.
Too soon.
So, on that note, though, I've got my axe here. Got a bit dulled in the process of taking that hit for you. I was wondering if I might take advantage of your forge and see if I can put the edge back on this.
Does seem a bit dull. What were you doing with it?
I was trying to take the head off of the damn thing for you to bring it back.
Looks like you were beating a stone.
It felt like I was beating a stone.
Okay.
The thing has a hard head.
He kind of he grabs it from you and says, "You look like you can use some rest. Come back before you leave. I'll have this done for you."
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'll be back later.
Sounds good.
So I'm gonna head back to the inn with everybody else
Okay.
and go straight to a
Here.
bath.
Yeah. All right. So you guys head into Stonehill.
Yep.
Okay. They obviously are headed in first, so I'll let them do what they like.
Exchange pleasantries and just ask for the nearest room where I can clean up and rest.
Okay, so again, Tublin greets you. Oh, good evening. You guys are back. I see you victorious. Amazing. Wonderful. Thank you. This is, you are more than welcome to stay here. No cost. Food, whatever you need, let me know.
Thank you. Thank you. Just need another night of rest. And a little bit of, maybe I'll come back down after I'm cleaned up and get a meal here.
Sounds good. Again, Pip, the little boy, is running around kind of bringing food and drink and whatever you guys need. You have the place to yourself. So you guys are resting this evening at Stonehill Inn.
I'm gonna wander in after I'm assuming they've got their rooms.
They kind of they're kind of propped up to tables, and you can see everybody just like breathing, slow, resting, eating, drinking.
Right, first things first. I'm much in need of a
So as
bath.
soon as you walk in, everybody simultaneously just points out.
I'm working on it, alright. Heck. So I'm gonna walk up to the barkeep, and can I have a bath and an ale, please?
He just kind of covers his mouth and says, "I'll have it sent out."
Yeah, please do. Okay.
And I'll go up to Phil and I'll give him a little like baggie that has some like extra flowers and herbs in it. I'll just be like, add this to your water.
It's a bath bomb.
Poper, yeah. That's awesome.
It's like
All right.
lavender and chamomile.
So
just like let it float.
You guys can barely just hear this like obnoxious singing coming from the bathroom. Alright, so you have a bath, you come down, have some food also. You guys are resting.
Smelling like flowers.
Up
Yeah.
in the bath. Well, I came home on Thursday night as drunk can be.
And,
Where's the card?
So,
Need one.
John,
yeah.
one thing that I had mentioned to Phil that I could do for him is turn his bear tooth into a necklace. So we're gonna do something like that. Only it's gonna be like Celtic knots with like so I'm gonna take silver and I want to like wrap it. So obviously I just googled a picture, but I'm gonna like wrap it. We're gonna do I want to do some like Celtic knots and then like probably one of my smaller gems I'll find and stick like do you want like a diamond or like a diamond?
I don't want any gems.
No jewel, just the silver.
Yeah, just
Okay.
the silver.
So basically,
silver twine.
Okay, so not like super fancy. I have to downgrade my skills. So basically, I'm just gonna do some silver wrapping. I'm gonna do some like Celtic knotting for him, and then maybe anything that has to do with his clan. I'll talk to him about that, and then
You're gonna
probably
do that tonight?
it'll probably take a little while. I mean, a tooth is small, but it's
Yeah.
delicate work. So 1 or 2 nights, and I'll sit and I'll start the process of getting the silver nice, and then like starting the wrapping and the designs and braiding the knots and stuff.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check.
Okay, do not fail me now. If it sucks, I'll take it off and do it again.
2 snaps.
And Dex, 18.
18? Okay, so the first night you're definitely able to put some of this hammer out and put some of the silver capping, get a lot of the silver work done so that you can the next day do some of your twine wrapping
Okay.
and all of the finishing details. So,
Cool.
okay, anybody else doing anything tonight while you're at the inn?
I'm getting tired of being around so many people, so I'm just gonna go climb up on the roof and sit by myself.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I kind
With
of
Felix. We're used to being out in the woods, so.
Yeah.
Is the inn like in the middle of the town or on the edge?
It's kind of on the edge of the circle of the town, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go kind of on the edge of town. Is there forest close by?
Yeah,
or-
the town is
Okay.
embedded in the forest.
I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna mess around with my new-ish blowgun,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna try to find like some squirrels to practice on, and I'm just gonna like try to shoot some squirrels and get some meat for some like squirrel stew with my regular needles.
Okay.
Blowgun needles.
Yeah. Do an attack roll.
Do what?
Attack roll with your blowgun.
Okay.
I think you have it pulled up.
Blowgun. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
I like that. That's perfect.
I don't really know. Doesn't really have like
Just roll a d20.
stats.
Add your dex modifier.
Yeah.
No, so that's about it.
So 15.
Oh yeah. You definitely get a couple squirrels. You miss once or twice, but because they're pretty darty. But
Okay.
you come home with a few, we'll say 3 squirrel that you have
Okay.
gotten.
And then, how many needles do I use?
But we're not keeping track of it.
Well, I actually like have a thing to keep track of it.
Oh, okay. We'll say you used 5.
And got
You missed twice. But you feel a little more confident with your blowgun.
Cool.
Cool. Okay. So are you coming back to the inn, or are you staying out camping?
No, I mess around with it, get the few squirrels, and then go back.
Sounds good.
And I'm just gonna like give them to the cook then, cause like it was just practice, but I'm just gonna give them the meat.
Sounds good. Cool. He said, "Oh, thank you very much. I'll have
Squirrel
this-
stew.
Yeah, I'll have this
squirrel
for, I'll prepare this for some provisions, some soup for the road for you guys."
Thank
You guys rest, unless you guys want to do anything else.
I think that's all. I'm ready to get on the road and go to that cave.
Okay, everybody rests up. It is morning. As you guys gather downstairs, both Toblin, his wife, and Pip kind of bring you some provisions, some breads, this squirrel stew that they prepared for you guys, some like cracker wafer things. Says, "Thank you very much for everything you've done
Is it like
for
elfin
us."
crackers?
What's that?
I said, is it like elven crackers where one bite left?
They said you guys are always welcome here. I hope you have a safe travel and hope to see you again soon.
There aren't any like stores or anything here for armors and like magical weapons or anything like that.
Not
here,
magical.
Yeah. So, last chance to get any minor provisions we need before we get to the cave. Last town we're gonna be in for a while.
I think we filled up. We didn't really spend much from Neverwinter. I think we filled up. So thank you for the extra food, extra snacks for the road, and stay safe here as we pack up the cart and Larry and head out. Or at least that's what.
If you need us, just say my name 3 times.
It doesn't.
While clicking your heels together.
You gotta slap your right butt cheek while you say it.
I think I will be calling someone else instead.
Well, fine, suit yourself if it's your funeral.
And I have to be in town when you call. So.
Yeah. Within okay, so you guys head towards Riaco Cave, which is back that way. So it'd be half a day.
Remind me why we want to go there?
Before we leave, I'm going back to the blacksmith to pick up my axe.
You need to make sure you stay.
Sildar, our friend who started us on this quest, said to meet him there, or something along those lines, and we haven't heard from him since. So.
By
So-
Sildar, he means Gundren.
Oh,
the
Gundren.
the
Okay.
the quest started with them all receiving letters, because they each somehow individually knew or were acquainted with
For
the
various
person that gave
circumstances.
them a letter that said, basically, I need your help. Meet me here.
Okay.
And we've continued to chase him around as he
Disappears on us.
eludes us. We find him, and then he gets himself into more trouble. So this is.
Alright, you guys helped me with the wyvern. The forest is safe. I guess I'll help you find your friends.
I appreciate it. Thank
much
you.
appreciated. And I give Felix a chance friends. I assume maybe.
Yeah.
He allows it.
Roll the charisma. Yeah. Okay. So you guys,
Oh,
You
you
have-
again.
you have the map that was marked. You know exactly pretty much where it's at. You spend half a day getting there. I'll have 2 people do survival and perception.
Survival.
Are we both people?
2 people do both.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
no.
Oh, I think one
How about
do
I
survival,
roll?
one do perception, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
got it. I got it then.
18.
Well, technically, 2 people can do 1 check is what I meant. So 2 people can do survival.
Oh.
2 people can
Okay.
do
I
perception.
can help with perception.
What is your perception again?
Plus 8, I think.
18.
15.
I'm not good for anything.
Was that for survival?
Yeah, I was just gonna go.
No, like it'd be me and you doing the checks.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we got survival over
Plus
here.
7.
Yeah,
Survival's
survival.
done.
Oh, I have advantage on perception.
Okay, you and me do perception.
Okay.
Woo!
Damn it, 13.
And
Math is
Pendle made
hard.
11.
Oh gosh.
Alright, so you definitely are able to stay on the direction towards the mark you have on your map. You're almost kind of a little distracted just because of everything having gone on. You're kind of sharing stories and kind of filling in the history of this adventure that has happened up until this point and why you're heading to this place. So you don't really see much going on around you. Everybody's just kind of sharing the backstory of your adventure, and Phil sharing all those crazy stories, and everybody's kind of chiming in. So you guys approach a hillside. It's a large hill, and it seems to kind of narrow in a little bit. And from a distance, you can see that there's almost kind of like a little drop. Yeah, there's almost kind of like a little bit of a drop in the terrain as the background of the hill is.
Funnel down.
Yeah, a little bit. Again, this is still from a distance, so you can't get a whole lot of detail.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll continue towards it, but as once we can carefully continue towards it, and then once if we can see the entrance, that's about the time Falco's gonna look around and see where the tree line, or if there's trees around, or if there's any brush that we can kind of tuck Larry away and pull him off the side of the road, or just kind of like make a little patch to keep him safe here outside of the cave entrance. And,
We're already there?
Give or take a couple hundred yards.
Yeah, so you have tracked yourself to where the mark was on the map.
Oh, good. I thought we were gonna have to like role play that each night we get there.
No,
It was only
you were only half a day away.
Yeah.
From
Since we
find
knew
out.
where it
Really?
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ish, yeah.
that was a lot closer than I thought. I was
Yeah.
picturing it like on the other side of the map.
No, I was gonna say I don't know where the map went, but yeah.
Well, fantastic.
Falco, do you have protection from poison?
As a spell?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What I thought.
I have it prepared.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. That's what they thought. Perfect.
Okay.
And then yeah.
So you guys kind of tuck Larry and the cart away a little bit.
We should dig a trench for him. Bear. No, kidding.
I
So
wonder if we
you-
should have left him in town.
I didn't know actually we brought him with.
So you see, as you're kind of doing the similar routine of getting him tied up and ready to wear,
Can
he
we
kind of
see?
looks around and he kind of almost instinctively starts digging himself, seeing as how it happened last time. So
Oh,
he
he's
kind
I
of
was gonna say,
Good
can we
dog.
got a little PTSD. So
That'll do, donkey.
That'll do.
Can we actually be in town? Like, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Donkeys are cheap enough.
What if we find treasure?
Larry too.
what you guys doing?
Larry.
Checking for traps.
That's probably smart. Well, we're supposed to be Gunter in here. Where is he?
So you got give you a little more better picture. You guys are probably 100 feet, 200 feet away from this area. I'm just giving you a forward view. You're still in the woods, obviously, because you tied him up. There's probably maybe 50, 60 feet of tree
Fine.
line left. And then there's a clearing where it's a little flatter, a little less dense of tree. And then you can kind of see it's almost like the ground breaks a little bit. And you can't really see down into the area where the ground breaks.
Okay.
And that is backset by the cliffside of the mountain.
Okay.
Well, I know.
We should just be.
Well, we should maybe scout out a little bit, just because I know that there was some heat on this cave from the enemy. From early on, they knew about this, so I'd hate to just walk into a big old army of orcs and goblins and bugbears and whatnot.
Oh, you understand.
Well, I mean, I would. That would be great, but I don't want to
But
die
not
at the same
first
time.
thing.
So I'm gonna pick a tall looking tree and try and climb up it to see if I can see the entrance of the cave
Okay.
and see if there's like any signs of enemy forces around or
Go
anything.
ahead and roll me a perception check.
A 9.
Okay, so as you're as you're shimmying up the tree, you go get smacked in the face.
Son
with
of a
branch,
bitch!
And you get up there, you can't see Jack anymore. You got
Phil,
needles.
It's
Phil,
so
Phil.
blurry. It's really foggy around there. I don't. We best just go up to it. I think.
Phil, elves are better at seeing things than you are. You know, come on down.
Maybe-
You should come down.
I'm fine
Actually,
right here.
it's nice.
It's nice and breezy.
I salute you too, buddy.
I'm gonna give this a try because,
Are you scurrying up a tree?
yeah,
Okay, sounds good.
17 for perception.
17. So you kind of scurry up a tree a few trees away from Phil, and your elvish eyes see what seems to be, it's almost like so you've got the tree line and then a little bit of a clearing, and it's almost like a chunk of the ground is sunk down in a little bit, right at the edge of a rock, not an outcrop, an incrop. What would be a cove? Rock cove? Cove?
That would help, but this is much more fun to watch.
What's that?
I said I would help, but this is much more fun. To
Yeah.
watch.
It's so the mountain kind of indents a little bit, and then the ground kind of almost sinks a little bit right at that point.
Alright.
You do see what seems kind of not a cave, but there are what looks to be wooden doors barring something. They're not exactly in the greatest shape, but you do see some big wooden doors, almost like a double door that's kind of stacked and leaning a little bit.
Alright, so I'll climb down from the tree and share that with you guys that we're approaching basically a sunken spot in the ground, and there are some doors that may or may not be an obstacle.
There's
You didn't see any signs of life or anything?
So in the sunken down area, there's a couple like rock outcroppings and stuff like that also.
Do
So
you
there
still have
could
the
potentially
ability
be
to
things
cast the
hiding.
communication spell or whatever it was that maybe we can get a hold of Gundren to see if he's here yet?
I still have it prepared. It's at the bottom.
Do you guys want me to try to play Val?
It's up to you.
If nobody else has the brain power, I can try.
I don't think I have it prepared knowing that we were gonna go into the cave. Wasn't
Balls.
planning on splitting up. I don't. Let me look though.
What would you guys like to do?
Well,
Give that info, and Falco will come up to the door.
I say we try
continue
and
on.
try and see if Gundren is here yet before we go into the cave. I don't want to go in without him. But he might already be in there too.
And he's definitely not out here.
Haven't seen any sign of people.
Oh.
So Falco will go up to the door and
Yeah, I think
suppose
let's
we
just
should
carefully
knock, I suppose.
carefully approach the cave.
I'm not doing anything.
Knowing Gundren, there might be traps set, so maybe we should take a look out for
It
that.
shows you the order that you did.
Good call.
So
Good call.
I'm shite at investigation. That should be somebody else.
All right. So as you guys are all gonna approach the
Yeah.
door entrance area, or
With Cassie's gonna check the drops. I mean,
yeah.
Val.
So as you approach the sunken down area, it is the area of ground that is sunken down is quite a large area, and it has dropped a good 10-15 feet. As you approach that little the drop off, you can see around the outcroppings in this large area, it seems to be scattered supplies. It seems to be like an old camp that is either abandoned or something. But just like tent posts and you know what would be camp supplies is scattered about.
So I'll look around to see, if I can tell how long, when was the last person was here. Are they old, covered with grass and moss at this point,
Yeah, is
or
it scattered
it,
by animals or like a person was rummaging?
Are you guys entering the area and
yes,
investigating the area?
Yes, that's
Okay. All right. Roll. 2 people and roll investigation.
Not me.
Well, since I said I was doing it, 16.
16. Anybody else?
Investigation. Mine's only +2.
Mine's -1.
Oh, yeah.
Regina, why don't you roll for Val
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Oh, sorry.
for
Well, I
investigation?
can also.
Okay, so
Mine's +2.
Val is definitely going to investigate. Oh, nat 20.
Ooh.
Nice.
Card.
Plus 9.
Card.
Never mind.
So,
You can play with
Val
it.
gets 29.
Card here.
Oh, are those the cards?
Oh, she.
Yeah, just pick one. Put it in her clip.
And also take out all of 3.
Yeah.
Should I make that
I think,
decision?
Well, no,
I think you should
no.
have it since you rolled
Leave
it.
them and then she can make that decision later.
Shouldn't she have it
Just
since
because
you
I'm
rolled it?
playing Val, I
No.
But it's for Val.
Yeah.
Okay, so shuffle, 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 and then Val gets one.
All right. So as you guys investigate, it's really quickly right away. You notice that there's a few sleeping bags, and there is a deceased dwarf in this area.
How
I'm
long
gonna-
deceased?
I'm gonna run over to it.
Okay. Go ahead, and you guys obviously investigated this dwarf has been dead not too long.
Does it look like Gundren?
It doesn't look like under.
Well, thank God.
But there was definitely supplies prepared for adventuring into this cavern.
Can we tell if he was killed by a weapon or an animal?
He was killed by. Roll a further investigation for that.
9.
9. You can't quite tell. You can see that there's puncture wounds. You just can't tell if it was animal or weapon.
What direction are the puncture wounds coming from?
The front.
Can we check for traps now in that area?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll another investigation for that.
Can somebody help?
Val again, or what?
Is that something that can be helped with? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I'll help you.
Okay.
18, so I help.
Well, 14.
You have
plus-
advantage because I help you.
Oh, well, does 16 pass? Or should I should roll
Do it
anyway.
again.
Oh, well, considering, yeah, you're right. I'm like, I would roll twice, so 18.
18.
Yes.
There are no traps. You
Okay.
can tell that this was just a staging area before entering the cave.
I was specifically also wanting to make sure, like, the entrance to the cave, like, right
Yeah.
there, that area.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's no traps.
Okay.
I'll say that with that, you definitely check out the door area enough.
Okay.
It's been barred, but the door is it's in rough shape. It
Okay.
would not be hard to open this double door disheveled. It looks like they just grabbed some lumber from the tree line and just tried to make it somewhat secure.
You said that dwarf had adventuring gear on him. I'm gonna look at that. What's he got there?
You go ahead and investigate.
18.
18. You can tell he's got some simple weapons, nothing super out of the ordinary. You can tell that this area has kind of been picked already.
Well, he's not gonna need these himself anyway, so
Yeah.
might as well take these. What
So what
are
I'll
they?
do is do 2 cards. The ones that are upside down have already been used, so
Yep.
yeah.
Oh,
there
does
you
that matter?
go. Yeah.
Considering that you can't always roll the same.
Yeah.
But I guess until we go through.
Oh, so I got to roll still.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and these are D12. Which are, I believe, this feller here. This soccer ball looking guy. Yep.
What does Phil find?
I spy with my little
I
eye,
was just thinking.
a round piece of slate carved with spiraling, faintly glowing symbols. 3rd level druid spell scroll.
Ooh.
Definitely.
You are welcome.
Except for, it's definitely for the cave.
I like perk up and I'm like, wait, what's over there?
Ooh. And an open-faced helmet embossed with an image of a fish curving from the ear to the jaw. A helm of comprehending languages.
Learning new languages.
Do we want to write that down? Like,
I think they're. Are you taking?
Does you want?
Cool.
Does he want the card so we can see it? I don't know. Yeah.
There you go.
That rolled really well.
All right. So you kind of pick through this. These were kind of items that were left behind, not seen as super valuable or something like that. Somehow the scroll was overlooked. But you can tell this is a camp has been raided and abandoned and picked through already. So
Cool. Well, that was worth it. those were baller. Okay, so I think we should siege the cave.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm gonna go over and take my battle axe and just start hacking that bar off,
okay, it's not really bar. It's more of like lumber that's been
or whatever's in the
Crowbar.
detached and kind of like
You're
I'm
just
gonna hook
testing
it
your
and
new
just pop it
edge.
off.
Crowbar
testing
time.
the new edge. Yeah. All right,
Well-
give me strength check.
And
Are you using your
I will
crowbar?
assist to try to pull it off or
Okay,
whatever.
give me an assist. roll.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna use my crowbar. Why not?
Oh, there we go.
Never mind, that 20. Card me.
Yeah, I assisted real
Andrew
good.
didn't.
What's that?
He tripped over his own feet.
Oh, okay. So you go over to assist and you you trip and slip. However, in a weird thing of events, Phil approaches it with his hand axe and he goes, "You know, let me try this for once." Pulls out his crowbar and just wham, rips it off.
Well, that's much easier.
Same
He
still
turns
with
around. He turns around to show everybody what he just did. Unfortunately, Phil was Falco was facing the dirt. Did not see it. Does not believe it.
Boom.
Do you feel better after all that meat you ate?
I do feel better.
All right.
I do show off.
So the lumber just kind of crumbles. The doors gently swing open, just a hair. You'll still probably have to pull it apart. But there's a waft that comes from this. It smells like stank armor and death, and it smells nasty. So
Did you give that for Pat?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Unknown.
Somebody's tweet.
All right. So you have
I put it on the counter. I don't
Open.
put it next to Trish because it's garlicky.
Oh.
It's fine.
you have opened the cave drawers. There's nastiness. There's
Can we-
quiet. There's
Can we see
this is
anything?
feel. Whoever has dark vision.
I'm gonna take a torch
I have
and
dark
light it
vision.
and just toss it in.
Okay. Light it, toss it in. This is a rock cave. It's a tunnel through rock. You can tell this has been kind of chiseled or magically removed somehow, but it is man-made. It's rough and it's not even. It's not going to be a fun walk, but there's no light. Again, there is nasty smell coming from it, and you can hear this ever distance, just barely hear kind of like a rumble every now and then.
I think we found the right cave.
Yeah.
It's spooky.
Falco will
like the
light up a
place.
torch also, but hold on to the torch, and proceed down.
So
Okay.
I don't have a torch, but I have a moon touch sword. So I'm gonna sling my bow over my back and pull the sword out because it'll shed light for 15 feet.
Nice, cool. Okay, so anybody doing anything else as you guys prepare to enter the cave?
Let me read my light cantrip and then.
Oh yeah. How often would you say we have to
Still have
check
to.
for traps? I don't want to like be like, why are you checked? And then like stumble into one again.
The
Do we need
reason-
to just
Shall
bring
we
it
check for
in?
traps
Yeah, she would definitely check for traps.
We can just say we're just checking for traps as we're going every so often.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just have it like
If
stated
I,
up
if I
front.
feel like you need to recheck, then I'll have you recheck.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna
Yeah, I was gonna say,
produce
would it be
flame
like a perception for anything out
and
of
just
the
hold the
ordinary?
flame as we're going. As light, and then also as like I'm ready to go if anything pops up.
Perfect, sounds good.
Why is this not missing?
Okay, so you checked for traps on the door, there weren't any
You're
traps.
gonna be okay,
So
Josh.
Yeah,
that's
you're
the
fine.
last, just for your information, that's the last time traps were checked for. You guys are kind of standing in the entrance of this cave. You guys are all lighting up, everybody's kind of communicating a little bit, checking your backpacks, checking your
Equipment.
supplies, equipment, and you begin walking into this cave, and that's where we'll take a break.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my god.
I have no idea how to play a rogue.